Hello, and welcome to our new teen YouTube video series for the Algonquin Public Library called Get Yeti to Read. Basically, what we're going to be doing in this video series is highlighting a lot of the new teen or young adult books that are added to the library's collection that you can put on hold and check out. One of the reasons why we are doing this is due to COVID and the library being closed a lot recently. It becomes a little bit harder for you guys to actually know what is new and out there for you to read because browsing tends to be the way that most people go about finding new and interesting books. So we're going to start this video series that will highlight each of the new round of books that are published and purchased for the teen collection every month. So we're going to get started with some new teen books that you may have missed at the end of last year. So we're going to get started with November 1st. So first up, we have mystery and thrillers. We've got Poison Pin, the 5th book in the Riverdale series. Archie, Betty, Jughead, Veronica, and the rest of the gang are getting ready for the next stage of their lives after high school graduation, or at least they're trying to. But then, one by one, they all receive a mysterious letter from someone calling themselves the Poison Pin. Somehow, the letter writer knows some of Riverdale's deepest, darkest secrets and is threatening to reveal all unless Archie and his friends do exactly what they're told. For fans of Riverdale, you'll want to check out all the Riverdale books in our teen collection, which are cataloged and shelved under YA Riverdale. We also have Chilling Adventures of Sabrina novels, which you can find under YA Sabrina. And if you love all things Archie in general, you might want to also check out our Archie horror series, which are under YA Archie. They include A Werewolf in Riverdale and Interview with a Vixen. The Teen Killers Club. Signal Deer has raised eyebrows for years as an unhappy goth misfit from the local trailer park. When she's convicted of her best friend Rose's brutal murder, she's designated a Class A, the most dangerous and manipulative criminal profile ever. To avoid prison, Signal signs on for a secret program and is whisked off to an abandoned sleepaway camp where she and 7 bunkmates will be trained to be assassins. Yet even in the Teen Killers Club, Signal doesn't fit in. Maybe that's because Signal's not really a killer. She was framed for Rose's murder and only joined the program to escape, track down Rose's real killer, and clear her name. Realistic fiction books. First up, we have Sasha Masha. In this Own Voices LGBTQ young adult debut, Alex comes to realize that his true identity as a young woman named Sasha Masha. The surprising power of a good dumpling. Anna has her hands full. When she's not looking after her brother and sister or helping out at her father's restaurant, she's taking care of her mother, whose debilitating mental illness keeps her in bed most days. As her mother's condition worsens, Anna and her family question everything that they've ever understood about themselves and each other. Here the whole time. Felipe can't wait for winter break. Finally, he'll get some time away from the classmates who tease him incessantly about his weight. But Felipe's plan turns upside down when he learns that Chow, his neighbor from apartment 57, will be staying with him for 15 days. Which is a problem because A, Felipe has had a crush on him since, well, forever. And B, Felipe has a long list of body image insecurities and absolutely no idea how he's going to handle them while sharing a room with his lifelong crush. Restless Hearts, the first and unfortunately only book in the Katie Keene series. Katie Keene is struggling to get by after her mom's death. That is, until she gets a call from her old friend Veronica Lodge with the opportunity of a lifetime. So, were you guys sad that the news that Katie Keene wasn't going to get renewed for a second season? At least in this book, you can check out a new story in an original prequel. Moving on to romance titles. We have Rent a Boyfriend. This is To All the Boys I've Loved Before Meets the Farewell, in a romantic comedy about a college student who hires a fake boyfriend to appease her traditional Taiwanese parents, to disastrous results, from the acclaimed author of American Panda. Instant Karma. Prudence is facing a C in science class. It's the worst failure in her academic career, and it's all thanks to her irresponsible lab partner, Quint, who rarely does the work and shows up late for their group presentation. Her science teacher allows her to redo the assignment on the condition that she and Quint still work together. Now she's got to convince Quint to work with her again, and with the power of instant karma in her hands, it just might work. But Karma and Quint don't always work the way that Prue expects them to. Love and Olives. This is the third book in the Love and series by Welch. Welch returns to her standalone romance series, which also includes Love and Gelato and Love and Luck, with this title, a Mamma Mia-inspired tale about a teen girl finding romance while trying to connect with her absent father in Greece. Super Fake Love Song. When Sunny, a self-proclaimed total nerd, meets Sirius, he can't believe how cool and confident she is. So when Sirius makes Sunny's older brother Gary's So when Sirius mistakes Sunny's older brother Gary's bedroom with all of his electric guitars and rock posters for Sunny's room, he kind of accidentally winds up telling her that he might be the frontman of a rock band. Before he knows it, Sunny is knee-deep in a lie. He ropes in his best friends, begging them to form a fake band with him. Just when he is about to come clean, Sirius asks to see them play sometime. Now there's only one thing to do. He'll have to fake it until he can make it. Horror. Only got one title that came out in November. Lost Roads, which is the second book in the Broken Lands series. Gutsy Gomez's danger-filled journey to save those infected with the zombie plague continues in Jonathan Mayberry's terrifying continuation of the Rotten Ruin saga. If you missed out on this zombie classic, you'll definitely want to start with the first book, Rotten Ruin, and get ready for some binge reading to catch up with this, technically the 7th volume in the series. Speculative books, which includes fantasy and adventure. Soul Swift. I'm not sure how to pronounce the main character's name. I'm going to say Jelia is a vessel, a girl who channels the world of the one true God through song. Cloistered with the other vessels of her faith, she believes, as all Omvinists do, that a saint imprisoned the great demon centuries ago, saving humanity from earthly temptation. When she stumbles into a deadly cover-up, she reluctantly teams up with Tavik, an enemy soldier, to survive. Tavik believes that the great demon is actually a mother goddess who must be set free, but while he succeeds in opening up her prison, he inadvertently turns the main character into the great demon's unwilling human vessel. This is the one problem you've got with the fantasy books, is all the crazy names for people, places, settings, magical powers. It can get crazy. These Violent Delights. Perfect for fans of The Last Magician and The Descendant of the Crane, this debut is an imaginative Romeo and Juliet retelling set in 1920s Shanghai, with rival gangs and a monster hidden within the depths of a local river. Master of One. Rags was a great master thief until he was caught by the Queen's Guard and forced to find an ancient fey relic for a sadistic royal sorcerer. But Rags could never have guessed that this relic would actually be a fey himself, a distractingly handsome, annoyingly perfect ancient fey prince named Shining Talon. Good thing Rags can think on his toes, because things just might get stranger from there. And lastly, for all of you Marvel fans out there, we have a number of new Marvel-based prose novels for your enjoyment. So first up is Head of Mimir, which is the first book in the Marvel Legends of Asgard series. The young Heimdall must undertake a mighty quest to save Odin and all of Asgard in this first heroic fantasy novel set in Marvel's Asgard realm. Liberty and Justice for All is the first book in the Xavier's Institute, featuring the X-Men. As part of their training at the new Charles Xavier Institute, Triage and Tempest are allowed to attempt their first solo flying mission. Some way into their mission, they pick up an urgent SOS message. Sentinels are attacking a superpowered mutant who is struggling to protect an injured politician. When they abandon their lesson and answer the call, however, the identity of both will cause these two young X-Men far more problems than they've bargained for. Next up is Domino Strays. Sharp-witted, luck-wrangling mercenary Domino takes on both a dangerous cult and her own dark past in this explosive introduction to the new series of Marvel prose novels featuring somewhat lesser-known but just as awesome kick-butt female heroines. And last up for November is Miles Morales, Wings of Fury. Miles has a lot going on, what with moving to a new neighborhood, dealing with the loss of his father, and the whole, gaining superpowers thing. After a misunderstanding with the law, Miles questions what it means to be a hero when people are ready to believe the worst in you. Tempted by the power and freedom of his new abilities, Miles must decide on what kind of Spider-Man he wants to be. And that's it for all the awesome November books you guys might have missed, with the library being closed. If any of these books interest you and you'd like to place a hold on them, feel free to email me at teen@aapld.org with your library card number and the title, and I can put it on hold for you for pickup at the drive-thru or the branch. So just let me know. And lastly, one other little thing I want to mention to you guys is if you are a teen who needs volunteer hours and loves reading, feel free to email me to learn more about some virtual volunteer opportunities we have that you can earn hours by reviewing books. So hopefully I hear from some of you guys, and thanks for watching our first installment of Get Yeti to Read.